Hello, hello, Happy New Year. Hopefully, you get to have a little extra time off this time of year and you're able to spend a little time relaxing. I wanted to hop on and just share what's on my mind today. I know a lot of you are doing New Year's resolutions, and many of them are related to diet and weight loss. And I too was stuck in that struggle for years and years, and I found a different way. And so I want to share a little bit about that with you. I'm Tiffany Thoen, for those of you who don't know, although this is on my personal page. So chances are that you do know who I am. And I'm going to just do a few minutes on here, talk about what's kind of on my mind, and then I'm going to be hopping over to my Facebook group, Deserving Women. So I will put a link in the comments if you don't know about that group or haven't had a chance to join it. Oh, actually, maybe I should. Yeah, so I'm going to hop over there. So anyway, I'm talking about New Year's resolutions around dieting and weight loss and how that is, unfortunately, the diets are harmful. And so a lot of times this time of year, people get all excited and they decide, okay, I'm going to do, one of these diets that are out there that are restrictive. I'm going to change how I eat. And then, we last a few days or a week or even 30 days or a month. 30 days is a month, or even a couple of months. But then what happens is that we have an increased desire for food because of our body's hunger signals. Our body's trying to tell us we need more calories or we need more carbohydrates or whatever it is that we've cut out. Even if it's something we don't technically need, like sugar, our body actually increases our desire for those foods because our body's trying to resist famine and resist that restriction, right? So it's really diets that are broken and not us because we naturally have this increased desire for food. And so then we're going to have that pendulum swing where we, fall off the wagon, right, and eat like a crazy person or a wild woman. So when we eat in that way that feels out of control, then we have shame and we feel like we can't be trusted with food. We can't trust our bodies. And so unfortunately, dieting and restricting our food intake perpetuates this cycle of restriction, eating in a way that feels out of control or overeating, or some people associate it with binge eating, and then having guilt and shame and feeling like we have no willpower and there's something wrong with us. And that in turn actually makes us want to eat more. And it also makes us to think that we need to control our food more, right? So it kind of puts us back into that cycle. So diets don't work. Diets are broken. It's not you. At least 80% of the time, some studies show up to 95% of the time people gain all of the weight back. And about 50% of the time people gain even more weight after dieting. And so dieting and restrictive eating actually contribute to weight gain over time. So it's actually better to reject diets altogether. However, that leaves people feeling like, what should I do instead, right? Because I just don't want to eat in the way that feels out of control. I don't want to eat everything in sight. So the way that I work with people is I teach them the intuitive eating principles. So I've actually been trained in intuitive eating. I'm an intuitive eating professional counselor, and I also am a coach under my nursing license. So use those skills to help people to heal their relationship with food so that you never have to do another diet again. You never have to feel like there's something wrong with you and that you're broken and you can't trust yourself, and you never have to restrict food again. So, intuitive eating is a way to bring that relationship to food from I should do this, I should eat this, or I shouldn't eat that, right? From this like outside control of rules to an internal control of how does this make me feel? Oh, all kinds of people are on. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year's. So instead of, I should eat these foods or I shouldn't eat these foods, how does this make me feel when I eat this way? What's going on with me? Does this feel good to me or not? Am I actually hungry? Right? Making sure that we make our hunger a priority, making sure that we're eating foods that are actually satisfying to us, and that we're eating in a way that feels good. So we're not eating beyond fullness. We're not kind of numbing out with food, looking at removing judgment completely and looking at the conditions surrounding times when we do eat in a way that feels out of control, and using that as a guide to figure out what does my body want or need, what is my body trying to tell me. I recently discovered that overworking really contributes to me wanting to eat a whole bag of potato chips, right? So instead of trying to control the potato chips, I instead am committing. So one of my New Year's intentions instead of resolution is to commit to no more overworking. And so I'm changing a lot in the structure of how I do my business and putting a lot of systems in place and getting more support so that, and having some boundaries with myself so that I'm no longer overworking, right? Instead of, again, kind of that cycle that I talked about at the beginning, instead of going, oh gosh, I ate this, I ate in this way, there must be something wrong with me, and having guilt and shame and feeling like I'm broken. Instead, recognizing that that's a signal from my body that I'm having increased stress and I'm fatigued, right? And so instead of worrying about the food piece, I'm focusing on listening to that signal from my body. So that's all from me for today. I hope that I have inspired you to let go of any diet or weight loss goals for the new year, recognizing that those don't work, that they actually are inherently designed for you to fail. So I hope that you'll decide to do something instead that will be in alignment with what works for you and your body. And intuitive eating is one way. I'm going to hop over to my Deserving Women group. I will put a link in here if you're not part of that group. For the women out there, feel free to join. If you are interested in learning more about intuitive eating, I have an intuitive eating course coming out, or an intuitive eating workshop on the 9th, and that's going to be just $20. It's going to be online, and it'll be robust discussion and some tools that you can actually start to implement in your life today. And then later in January, on the 23rd, I'm going to be launching my first online intuitive eating course. And it's actually going to be a live kind of beta test. And so I'm going to be limiting it to 12 people. And that beta test will be at a really discounted price. People will get a lot of one-on-one support from me. And this is really a course to help me decide what I want to include on my pre-recorded online video course that won't be one-on-one support. So this is kind of a special opportunity. So I will drop the links to those in the comments as well. But if you're interested in either one and you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. And of course, I love all of your guys' support. I really appreciate how much cheerleading I have gotten from all of you. I always love it when people give me hearts or like or share my videos, like my business page, Coach Tiffany RN, and any sort of sharing of this information helps me get my word out, which is the mission that I have for this year, is to really spread this message to as many people as possible so that people will not continue to be harmed by diet culture and instead can begin to heal their relationship with food. Because I truly believe that we are wasting a tremendous amount of mental and emotional energy on struggling with food, trying to control food, dieting, fighting against our bodies instead of respecting our bodies and embracing our bodies. So every time I can, influence someone's thinking about diets and how they're actually the problem, and it's not, it's not the person that's the problem. It's not your lack of willpower. It is that diets don't work. So, oh gosh, hi everyone. I have not been keeping track, but there's been some awesome people on here, some friends. So yes, please like, share, like my business page, join the Deserving Women group if it appeals to you, and I'll post the links to those upcoming opportunities as well. I hope you have a great New Year's Day, and that you get to enjoy, if you're in Portland, you get to enjoy some of the sunshine. If you're not in Portland, that you're cozy wherever you're at. All right, thanks guys.